I had an idea for a meme like yesterday, like last night. Hannibal, and it's like the giant book, and then to the side is like Hannibal, and it's the tiny book. If Jack Crawford had walked in like 30 seconds earlier. Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Hannibal reaction. This is Heart Live, and my name is Matt. Hello. Okay, season 2, first episode. Last time on Hannibal, what happened? Some bullshit happened. Okay, so Hannibal managed to gaslight literally everyone into thinking that Will is actually the copycat killer and he's a serial killer or whatever. I'm not sure to what degree they think that it was just the encephalitis, or if Will was actually a psycho all along, or whatever. Whatever the case, I think it's a stretch. Maybe not a stretch, but like, I think that Will would totally be able to like, would totally be able to like tell Jack Crawford like, okay, lock me up, whatever, but investigate this guy. Because if there's like even like, listen, think about it. It makes complete sense for it to be him too. Like, he also fits. So what you could do is investigate into him, and if you find some dirt, which with these fucking FBI resources you would be able to find some shit on him, then we're good. And it's not so much to like get me out of there, it's in order to prevent more killings. But whatever, that's how I feel. I feel like, well, that is having faith in Jack Crawford, which I, to a degree, I do, but we'll see what this episode says. But essentially the season ended with all right, Will is locked and Hannibal is free. They think like Hannibal was successfully able to use Will as a scapegoat. Just essentially, it was him, it wasn't me. I'm totally not eating people. Don't worry about it. Don't think about my name too hard. So that's what happened. So some bullshit. And yeah, that was the end of the season. So Hannibal kind of won at the end, but that was season 1 out of 3. And I have to say right away, I like the season more because I think the name of the episodes are Japanese dishes. I think they are. Okay, what the fuck is a kaiseki? A kaiseki cuisine. It's a traditional multi-course Japanese dinner. Nice. So it is Japanese food. That's better. You know, that I think that's better. Fucking, who gives a fuck about the French? Okay, I'm sorry, friends. I'm French Canada. To be fair, my best friend is from French Canada, and they are like, yeah, fuck friends. So there you go. Okay, I think we're good. I think that is pretty much it. There's nothing to go into before we go in, so. Oh yeah, one last thing. This is the first episode of a new season, which means that full-length reaction for this one episode is available for free. So check out the link in the description. Maybe there's a pinned comment as well, and it will redirect you to the full-length reaction for the episode. In case you want to, for some reason, you want to see my ugly face for like 40 minutes or whatever, it's there. You have to bring up your own footage though. I cannot show you that. That is illegal. Okay, I think that's it. Check out the Patreon for early access or other full-length reactions, and let's jump into it. So Hannibal, Season 2, Episode 1. Let's go. Yes, open up with some nice cannibalism. Okay, is this the right episode? I should be. They're probably gonna do a thing of like, I don't know, a week earlier. Get him, Jack. Get his ass! I feel like Jack's gonna lose this. Oh, here comes the knife. I mean, he's armed. Oh! God damn! Whew! I mean, here's the thing. He has plot armor. So Okay, he has plot armor, so he cannot be dead. Unless this is like the end of the show. Nope, that wasn't. Oh, god damn. That's a really clean hit. You know what? Kudos to Hannibal for doing the one thing that I always think about. Okay, I think Jack's gonna die. That's a lot of blood. 12 weeks earlier. Aha, not 1. 12. You know what? I like this. I like that. Jack Ruffin might survive that, though. Because they didn't show him dying. So when we get to the end of the season, he might get, like, rescued by someone. But that means that eventually you know that they're gonna get it to Hannibal. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's a good intro. Because I'm assuming this is gonna be really infuriating for whatever amount of episodes until they get there.
You have to investigate me. It's in my best interest. And yours. Yes, it is.
Okay, let me get this straight. They have to investigate Hannibal in order to clear out of any suspicion. But then he also goes out and goes to dinner with them. With one of the suspects? Of course, it's this fucking asshole. I would be dissociating too. Yeah? Okay, by the way, that is like symbolic to what the killer was. So last episode, I realized this during the editing, but last episode Will saw that covered in blood or whatever, and I think that's when he found like Abigail. That's what happened the night that we missed. And then at the end of the episode, he realizes that that figure was Hannibal all along. So that's what that was. It was like a symbolic representation of what the mystery is. Like visual symbolic.
I would greatly appreciate it if you would recant your report.
No, Will Graham's life has been destroyed. How that happened has to be a matter of record. Sorry, Jack.
Oh, we're gonna see a body. Maybe it's more than one body. Maybe this is like Hannibal's stash of bodies. Oh god. Okay, one body. 2. Yeah. It's a stash of bodies. Oh, that's awful. It's fucking awful. Just run, buddy. Just run. Yeah, river of bodies. Ew, it, like a piece of it like came off and shit.
He can't repress who he is. There's an honesty in that I admire. Accepting responsibility for what you've done.
He's still trying to gaslight him.
Giving your thoughts words encourages clarity.
No, I have clarity. I'm going to remember Dr. Lecter. And when I do, there will be a reckoning.
I have huge faith in you, Will. I always have.
Okay. So Will's storyline is gonna be him trying to remember what the fuck happened that night. Because when he does, he's gonna have like a clear clue to give to anyone so they can catch Hannibal. Also, he can like remember every conversation he's had with Hannibal and be like, he chuckled at one time when we were talking about cannibalism. Why was that?
You might want to think about supplementing your wardrobe.
I frequently do. It'll be your evidence that convicts Will.
Well, I found enough of it. No need to infer or intuit or trust.
So much simpler.
Why is he here? Why is he here? Why are they investigating him and also having dinner with him and also having him here with the forensics, having a casual conversation?
You're not a suspect. You're the new Will Graham.
Are they gonna... Oh my god. Hannibal Lecter, FBI consultant, crime solver. It's fucking funny. Never mind the fact that he's actually a suspect. Like, I know that he's not a suspect. They're just kind of investigating him out of a formality. Out of like, well, we need to look into everything.
It's making human models.
Make models of things that you want to keep. These were tossed in the river.
Maybe he's a fish. We found the killer.
Will Graham made accusations.
Mm-hmm.
Jack's only being thorough.
Not enough.
Putting me in the position to lie for you.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're not just lying for me.
Also for herself. Because of what happened in the past with the other patient or whatever. Because we haven't come back to that. Yes! She's hanging out with the doggies. Good. Maybe Winston has a clue. That's what I'm thinking about. And that's him. Yeah.
This isn't working.
Maybe that was actually real.
He asked her to hypnotize him so he can recover his memories.
Oh, now he gets the intel. Fucking goddamn it.
Sad to see a brilliant psychiatrist fall for such hoary old chestnuts. He wants to believe him.
He's such a dumbass.
He tells everyone that you are a monster.
Mm-hmm.
But in that case, you're dining with a psychopathic murderer, Frederick.
Now imagine if that were real. Wouldn't that be fucked up? Haha.
It's a color palette.
Like an artist. Okay. So he forced that on him. He didn't willingly do it. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. This is what I was expecting. Okay, so he remembers something. This doesn't really do much for him because this is not something that he can convince anyone that happened. But that's totally what happened. That doesn't do much for him except make him confirm to himself that he didn't eat her. So he totally knows that it's Hannibal for sure, 100%. And they're doing a shit job of fucking investigating him. I mean, here's the thing, is that we know that in 12 weeks, they're gonna know it's him. But it's 12 weeks from now. This is gonna be excruciating to watch. Winston. Winston is always at the house. Like, I want there to be like a clue of some sort. Because like previous episode when Will was being taken away, Winston was there like right there with him. And it made me think that maybe Winston wanted to point to him somewhere.
Declaring Hannibal's guilt is more important to Will than establishing his own defense.
Hannibal's not guilty.
He's clinging to the hope Hannibal did this so he doesn't have to face what he did.
Fucking goddamn it. They 100% believe it's Hannibal. Fucking goddamn it. They're so convinced that Hannibal's not guilty. Fucking goddamn it.
I had nothing to prove to myself or anyone else that Hannibal was responsible. Not even a memory.
You've recovered a memory?
Yes.
That's meaningless.
Not to me.
He investigated your claims about Dr. Lecter Will thoroughly.
While having dinner with him simultaneously. You warned him that you were going to investigate him.
You stood over Cassie Boyle's body in that field and you described yourself to me.
I described Hannibal Lecter.
I can't hear this anymore.
I am not the intelligent psychopath you're looking for. You may not believe me now.
But you will in 12 weeks.
You will.
I will. Haha. Wing wing. Oh, my patients die or get fucked up. I wonder why that is. Back to the mummification process. Oh, and he's with another pile of bodies. Wow, this is just fucking nightmare fuel. That's like 30, 40 bodies. Okay, so it's an orb. He's at the center too. So it's like a circle. But if he's going for... Oh! That's the end of the episode. Shit, I thought they were gonna resolve it. Season 1 made me feel like every time they introduce a case, they're gonna resolve it. I suppose not always. Maybe season 2 will just be different. Maybe season 2 will be linear. Shit. Okay, we're wilding over here. Okay, so a couple things. Right away is that when previous episode ended, I was like, there's no way in hell they cannot investigate Hannibal. They have to, you know, like, because all Will needs to do is be like, him! And then they have to be like, okay, we're gonna investigate him. Here's the thing. They're doing the worst possible job you could have at investigating someone. Because Jack Crawford literally walks up to Hannibal's dinner table and goes like, I'm gonna eat some people. Oh man, I don't know what fish this. Fuck you. And it's like, you know, I'm gonna have to investigate you. And Hannibal is like, yes, I know. You are free to investigate me. I have nothing to hide. It's like, he knows. He's totally warned that they're gonna do that. And they're not thoroughly investigating him anyway. Like, they literally, like, invited him over to forensics. And it's like, okay, bring whatever clothes you have or some shit. I don't care. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And he just walks in, you know, wearing his Sunday's best. And he's like, you know, talking about Will shooting the shit with Beverly Katz. And it's like, why are you talking to one of the suspects? man, why are you hanging out with him? And the answer is because Jack Crawford is like, because everybody is like, it's not Hannibal. Why would it possibly be Hannibal? Even though the profile is like, okay, it's a highly intelligent psychopath that just kind of does whatever. And it's Hannibal completely 100% fits the profile. 100%. And Jack Crawford is not a dumb motherfucker. He actually is someone in the field of psychology. Like, he actually is like the head of like criminal psychology behavior shit at the FBI or whatever. Like, that's literally his job. And if you're an investigator, and if that is your job, shouldn't you be able to be like, I think it's Will, but he says that it could be this other person, which narrows it down to 2 people. You know, one of them is already behind bars, but we lose nothing investigating this other guy, which he quote-unquote is doing, but at the same time, he's not, because it's like, he's just hanging out with him. He literally consults to him in order to solve other cases. Like, he's 100% just like, Hannibal's fine. I don't know what you guys are talking about. He's totally cool. Even though, like, last episode, I was like, what did I say? Like, I was editing last episode, and I listened to myself say a line, and he was like, oh, that's 100% true. It's like, why are you hanging out with a man who never smiles? It's like, look at Hannibal, and it's like, I wonder who's the psychopath in the room. Just look at him. Fucking look at that man. He looked like, if you grab like the entire cast of characters in the show and you put them into a room and you told a random person, okay, who's the psychopath? 9 times out of 10, they would point at Hannibal. You know, because Matt Mikkelsen has that expression that he can pull for Hannibal, and that's what he does. 100%. You know? The secondary person that I would point at, it would be the fucking, whatever his fucking name is, Chilvale, that Quentin Tarantino movie, Loving Feet with the katana, okay, whatever. The asshole doctor from the place where Will is trapped in, that guy. So, you would choose Hannibal 9 times out of 10, and then the other one would be him. Everyone else is cool. So, that's it. It's the fact that, like, here, I said this before, and I said it even during this episode, is that I feel like this show sometimes would be better as like a sitcom. This show would sometimes be better as a comedy. And like, I told this to my friend like yesterday, because my friend made like a joke or something, the friend that I talked to about Hannibal, because they have seen it. And I was like, this show would be better as a comedy. And my friend was like, it already is a comedy sometimes, you know, like a dark humor kind of comedy. Sometimes some scenes can be seen as that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, you know, but like, it's like, the only reason why that is because the show tries to be dramatic. But I feel like sometimes I have to like really suspend my disbelief, and I have to not take it as seriously. You know, like, for example, the thing where people have told me in the comments, like, Hannibal apparently has like 60 hours in his day in order to be able to do this, and that. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, yeah, that's totally the case. But if the show wants me to like 100% believe some of the shit, I'm just like, why? Because like, I'm just looking at Jack Crawford and being like, how are you this dumb, motherfucker? How could you possibly be this dumb? And not just him, literally everyone else on the good guy's side is fucking stupid. Because it's like, Will is like pointing at one guy and it's like, it's him. Alright? And I understand that there's overwhelming evidence that points at Will, which is fine. Will is already locked behind bars. Well, he's on like a criminally insane hospital, whatever. It's not the same as being in jail or in prison or whatever. But he's already like caught, you know? So all you need to do is to look at the other remaining suspect and be like, okay, let's investigate that. And I understand that they, quote unquote, are doing that, but they're not. Like, they're absolutely not. Because, like, there's, like, multiple levels and layers of, like, how much you can investigate someone. They're just doing the bare minimum. Like, literally telling Hannibal, okay, come over here and look at your suits or whatever. And it's like, he knows they're looking into him. Like, he knows they're investigating him. He knows exactly what to hide if he fits the profile, which is a highly intelligent psychopath. He can totally get away with this shit. He's playing all y'all. And the problem is that okay, I'm repeating myself now. You know, okay, that's how I feel. The one thing that I have to say that they did great is that at the beginning of the episode, they go, okay, Hannibal and Jack are trying to kill each other. And then it goes 12 weeks earlier. And I'm like, oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. And the reason why that's good is because otherwise, watching this would be really infuriating. He really would be. If like Hannibal was like playing all y'all, if Hannibal was just playing everybody like a goddamn fiddle, and nobody gives a shit, everyone's so stupid they don't realize. And Will is just like, guys, I know, and it's like nobody believes him. I would lose my goddamn mind, and that is exactly what's happening. But at the beginning, they go like, okay, they're gonna get there in 12 weeks, and Jack's gonna die maybe, but like they're going to get there. So when that happens, then to show it at the beginning, you're like, okay, you know, like, okay, we're gonna make progress and we're gonna get there eventually. We don't know a lot about the details of like how many people know or whatever, but we're going to get there. At least Jack Crawford's gonna get there, but I'm assuming that everyone's gonna get there. So if that is the case, and I know there's a season 3, then Am I predicting season 3 on episode 1 of season 2? Yes, I am. But like, if there is a season 3, and the show's name is called Hannibal, that means that Hannibal cannot die on that encounter with Jack Crawford. And it didn't look like he was going to die. But if anything, it made me think that Jack Crawford was going to die. But because it cut before you saw what happened next, it makes you think that he's not. And he's somehow going to get saved. Like Abigail, because he got really like stabbed like right here. And oh, kudos to Hannibal for doing the one thing that I always think about. Why do they never do that in the movies or in the shows or whatever? And it's when you're choking someone, all you gotta do, because like every time they choke someone with anything, they struggle and then they stop and then they're dead. And it's like, no, what you have to do is struggle for a bit, then feign that you stop breathing, feign that you have died, and then go for the counterattack, which is kind of what Hannibal did. And I'm like, thank God for doing that shit. Like, bro, I'm tired of watching like dumb 90. Well, I mean, I don't watch movies anymore. But like, when growing up and I would watch TV and there was like a random shitty ass 90s action flick going on the TV, that's exactly what would play out like every time. They would just choke someone and then they would be like, dead. And it's like, no, you have to fake being dead and get the counterattack, because at that point you don't break free. I mean, I suppose they don't know that on a meta perspective, you know. Anyway, whatever. I understand that goes strongly against survival instincts, but it worked out for Hannibal here. He got like a really clean shot with fucking Jack there, so job. Like, that was a really good fist fight. Like, Jack literally like grabbed it and just fucking slammed his back on the fucking floor, fucking like a fucking wrestler. It was great. Fucking Jack kicking ass. That's kind of good. I like that. Anyway, oh, I should put up the episode again. I closed it. I'm sorry, but okay. So we're having the situation where Will is. He says a boy will cry wolf. Not really, because like that would imply that Will fucked around for a bit before he said the truth, which is not the case. But okay, Jack Crawford is gonna get in trouble with the FBI because of Alana reporting him for his bad judgment, which is true, but also it's not, because fucking goddamn it, shit fuck, because they think that he drove Will to going crazy or whatever. And I like that Jack doesn't have like he doesn't have like a strong antagonistic feelings towards Alana, because he's like, you know, you are correct in doing that, you know, like I fucked up. But at the same time, it's like, no, you didn't. Y'all being played by the fucking psychopath. The psychopath in the room that y'all are ignoring. How about we do like a brain scan on fucking Hannibal so we can see if he's a psychopath or not? Can you detect that? I'm wondering. I know I watched like a House MD episode where they saw that a woman was a psychopath. Psychopaths' brains show differences in structure and function. That's probably not what a brain scan gives you, but you can totally see it on a brain. Yeah, so all we have to do that to Hannibal, and then we'll find the answer. I'm not gonna do that. Well, okay. Will managed to remember a little bit. He didn't remember exactly what happened last night. I'm assuming we're gonna get that in chunks across the episodes, but he did remember Hannibal just putting a tube on his fucking face and feeding him the ear, which, okay, that's more or less what I thought would happen. You know, like, I didn't think he tricked Will into eating it. Maybe he did in some way, but I didn't think it would like intimidate him into eating him or something. Like, no, he just forced it. So he drugged Will in some way, and he forced that in him. Sure. He drugged him in such a way that he wouldn't remember exactly what happened. But okay, here's what's happening. Will is in the cell, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna try to remember, because like Will has nothing to do other than just dissociate and imagine himself be fishing, and also trying to remember what happened. So Will is like, okay, I was there. He fucked me up in some way that I don't remember. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to remember. Like that. That's all I'm gonna focus on. So fair, awesome. Will is doing actually his best. And okay, so for some reason I was thinking that there would be some kind of time skip between last episode and this one. There wasn't. I mean, maybe it's been like a week, I don't know, or like a month tops, but it doesn't feel like there was a time skip. It just, and like I was assuming there would be. I don't know why, but I thought there might be one. But it doesn't feel like there was. It doesn't feel like there was like a season finale and a season premiere in between. Like it just feels like this is just the next episode, which is totally fine. But I was expecting more to have happened in between the episodes. But because nothing happened, then that means, okay, this is gonna move slowly. They're slowly being like, all right, let's investigate Hannibal. We're not gonna find anything, but sure. Will is like, guys, it's totally him. Nobody listens to him. Like, here's the thing: is that like they go like the previous episode, they went like, I want to believe Will. You know, like Will's never done anything wrong. Will's kind of cool. I want to believe Will. He's my friend. And in this episode, everybody was like, fuck Will. And it's like, why? Why are y'all such assholes? And I know they're not like, fuck Will. But if you're not believing him, you're not even making like the slightest attempt at believing him, then what the fuck do you have left, bro? Like, honestly. Even Alana. Because like, okay, I understand that Alana has like history with Hannibal. I don't think Jack does. So if that is the case, then the fuck. Okay, but like nobody's, even Alana's not even making the slightest effort at like trying to think that Will could be onto something, because she's like, Will is in denial that he killed all those people, and like Jack Crawford is like, prove to me that he's not a psychopath, and she's like, he's not, because otherwise why would he be in so much denial? He doesn't want to face the truth of what he did, and it's like, he didn't do jack shit. But like they're like, oh, he totally killed those people, and Hannibal's totally innocent. They're not even thinking about the possibility that what he's saying could be true. They're so far away from reality. It's like, fucking goddamn it. Why are y'all like this? But like, here's the thing, is that Will is like, eventually you're gonna believe me. Like, eventually something's gonna happen, and you're gonna fucking find out that it was him all along. And when that happens, you will believe me. I really hope that like next episode, or like 2 episodes from now or whatever, I really hope that like Jack Crawford, we see like one scene. That's all I'm asking. I just want to see one scene of him just like sitting down, just thinking to himself about what Will said. And he's like, but if Hannibal was a psychopath, how easy would it be for him to? And then he just starts connecting dots. And I'm not saying that he's gonna connect the dots, but I want him to just like entertain the thought, you know, because that's all I'm asking, because that's all he can do almost, because like, because of what we saw in this episode, I don't think Jack Crawford is ever gonna like think that it's actually Hannibal like actively. But I just want him to entertain the thought just for like a second, you know, just fucking chilling in his house and just being like, but if that were the case, and then he just starts thinking about it, that's all I want. I just want one scene that they just give me that, because that plants the seeds for later for him to be like, okay, no, I'm following the breadcrumbs and okay, I'm trying to understand. And then he goes back and talks to Will and it's like, okay, what do you remember? You know, like it might take like 6 episodes, but like as long as if there's like a small little bit of progress towards him just like giving a shit, then I'll take that, you know. Because again, you know how it's gonna end, you know, because of the scene at the beginning. It's like, okay, there's gonna be a confrontation, you're gonna fist fight, he's gonna get stabbed in the neck, and that's gonna be 12 weeks into the future. And how many episodes are in the season? 13, I think. Yeah, okay, cool. So every episode is gonna take place across a week, maybe. I'm assuming that scene was from the final episode. That's what I'm assuming. It would be cool if that was the case, and I'm assuming that's what's happening. So 12 weeks. Okay. It would be actually kind of cool if like the show airs like one episode weekly, and then it's like it's gonna take 12 weeks before you get to that scene. That's kind of cool. I would like that. I would really like that. So yeah, there's gonna be a confrontation, and I'm just trying to predict what's confrontation gonna end in. And it's funny because it's gonna be 12 episodes from this point before we see that. But Hannibal cannot die, but he could get captured. And not even captured, he could be on the run. That's what's something that could happen. Because, okay, possibilities after he fights Jack Crawford at the end of the season. What could happen? He beats Jack, he kills him. We see this, that could mean he dies. And then he runs. Maybe they catch him and he becomes the, like Will here. He's in the hospital for the criminal insane or whatever. Or maybe he just goes in jail. We don't know. And then we talk to him. So sort of like how we're talking to Will here. That could happen. The other thing is that he could be on the run, because if Jack Crawford goes and confronts him, I'm assuming that means that the FBI will be onto him. Like it'll become clear he's the killer. So they're gonna try to. Oh God. Okay, so I just straight up ran out of hard drive space for recording, so this recording stopped abruptly for like a second. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was saying, but yeah. So possibilities. So he could be on the run, because if Jack Crawford goes and has a conversation with him, I'm assuming that the FBI knows, you know, like the authorities know. It's known that he is the killer. So if that is the case, then if he defeats Jack, then he will go on the run, and if he goes on the run, then I suppose he's just gonna. Or maybe that's what season 3 is gonna be. That would be fun. If the entirety of season 3 is like trying to catch Hannibal, that would be a fun season. I would like to see that. The other possibility is, I mean, what other possibility could there be? Because Hannibal cannot die when that happens. So he either gets defeated and gets caught, or beats Jack and runs away. Or a third option, he beats Jack, he hides the body. Jack Crawford, for some reason, and this show can be fairly stupid sometimes, so it could happen. For some reason, he never told anybody that he was going to confront Hannibal, which would explain why he went alone. And then Hannibal gets away with it again. And Jack Crawford just mysteriously disappear, and nobody. But for that to happen, Will would have to stay in his cell. That would be really infuriating. If like the only other, well, okay, so it would just be like Alana, Beverly Katz, and the 2 Torchwood guys. that would be the only team left without Jack Crawford. Like, Jack Crawford is like a really important character for like the team. He's the team leader. How would the show work without him being there? The show would just be completely different. So I think he has to survive almost. So they have to catch Hannibal. Or somehow he survives and Hannibal escapes. But Hannibal was really breaching into the door where Jack was hiding, so I'm assuming he wants to finish him off. Well, he has to, because he knows. But Hannibal is intelligent. So that means if he wants to finish Jack off, that means that maybe Jack didn't tell anyone about the fact that Hannibal is the killer. Because he's like, oh, this secret cannot leave this room. I have to kill him, so then I can live my peaceful, quiet life. Kira Yoshikage, maybe that's why. Otherwise, after you do that stab, you can just fucking run away, maybe, because that's pretty bad. I don't think he can fight you after that, which is why Jack just started running. So Hannibal could just be on the run. No, he wouldn't be on the run because he's trying to get in to kill Hannibal. I'm trying to think of like chess here. Like, what would Hannibal think? What would be his course of action? Okay. I think we've exhausted this. I don't think there's anything else to draw from that scene. Let me look at it again for like a second, but I think that's pretty much it. It was a really cool fight, though. I'll give him that. Good job to Mads Mikkelsen and what was his name? Lawrence Fishburne. I think that's the name of the actor who plays Jack. Dude, I realized that this guy was Morpheus like a couple weeks ago, like a month ago. Not even kidding. Like, it took me a while because like without the glasses, I didn't recognize that he was Morpheus. He also has like hair now. So, oh yeah, the plot about the bodies or whatever. They found bodies, and there's a dude that is making like oh god, what was the word? It's a gradient of colors of skin, and he is like mummifying them, preserving them, and he threw them all in like a hole. What building was the guy at the end of the episode when he wake up? You see like yeah, it's like I don't know what these are called. Are those like giant water tanks maybe? I don't know what they are. But he's stored in there with a bunch of other bodies. Okay, so all these bodies are all the bodies are black? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if all the bodies are black or not. I think not. I think actually not. They become black near the center, but I think the outer circle is white. I'm not entirely sure because of the shadows in the scene. I cannot tell. Okay, yeah, because the lighting on the scene, I cannot tell. But I think it's white on the outside, and I think it's black on the inside. Or maybe it's like a spiral. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that guy is doing. So that guy might be like an artist or some shit. Okay, question. Are we gonna solve this like this killer in the next episode, or are we gonna have like a season storyline? That would be fun. It would be fun if Hannibal decided to have like a season storyline for once. I mean, we do have that. We have season storylines, but we don't have like killer season storylines other than Hannibal. So does Hannibal want to have like a season storyline? It would be fun to have that. Like it would be different. I mean, Hannibal had like a storyline before in the sense of Hannibal and Will and shit. But like whenever you had killers that they needed to catch, it would be episodic. So maybe we can have like a full storyline this season. That would be fun. And if that is the case, then the killer character should matter a lot. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. If that goes anywhere, it might go nowhere. We'll see. Okay. So anything else I want to say about this episode? Hannibal got to Hannibal got to be Will for like a day, for like a second. He's essentially blackmailing his psychiatrist. Blackmailing, is that the right word? To lie for him, because if she doesn't, then I'm assuming the dirt on her will come out too. So I'm assuming like she knows that Hannibal is a murderer. She knows that maybe he killed the patient that attacked her or something, and she's trying to keep that hush hush, so they don't know that she was accomplice in the murder. And she's also afraid of Hannibal because she knows how easy he can kill. But she doesn't know the specifics of what he does. Okay. Alana is taking care of doggies. Also, she had an exercise with Will where Will was subjected to this, like, trying to get memories back machine or whatever. And he saw, like, a weird-ass table. I mean, Hannibal's table. Filled with weird decorations and maybe food and bones and shit of multiple animals, and I'm assuming people. And then he sees the ear in his plate. He also sees Hannibal as, well, I see he sees Hannibal, but that's not really Hannibal. I mean, it is, but it's not clearly. It's just a prop of like a humanoid figure that is completely black and it has the stag horns. And that is Hannibal. And that's the thing about previous episode that I didn't like immediately get. I feel like I felt it, but I didn't fully put it together, and I didn't say it. And it's the fact that at the beginning of the episode, you see Will see that figure, the humanoid black figure with the stag antlers, whatever. And I think he sees that following the trail of blood, which I'm assuming means that is Hannibal killing Abigail. Maybe. Then he sees the figure multiple times while trying to think of who the killer is. And then at the end of the episode, when Jack Crawford shoots him, and he goes see, and he falls to the same place where Gary Jacob Hobbs fell, he looks up and he sees Jack Crawford, and right next to him, where Hannibal should be, it's the humanoid black stag figure. So that, and I'm pretty sure that it has Hannibal's face too. It has Matt Dickinson's face. So I'm pretty sure that figure is supposed to be Hannibal every time we see it. So that's what it is. And so he sees himself at his table, and the ear is there. So that's essentially symbolic of what he sees later, which is Hannibal feeding him the ear. So, and I like that Will has this moment where he's like, you know, the thing about doubt, it's that it's always there, but now I have like a confirmation of what actually happened. So now he's like, sure, it was him, totally. Which is good, but the thing is that nobody's going to believe him. At least not yet. Maybe give him 12 weeks. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode of Hannibal. Thank you for being here. And if you would like to catch next episode of Hannibal already in early access as well as full length, you can check out the Patreon. We have, well, early access, full length. You can also support the channel there, just in general. Check out the other links in the description for my gaming channel, social media, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys some other time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks.